Hey everybody, it's Sue at the Marion Library, and I have some great books for you today, some new releases, and I'm going to start with a new teen book called Running. This is by Natalia Sylvester, and this is about Mariana, and her father is running for president, and she is not prepared for this at all. So far, his campaign has been kind of a disaster for her. Lots of embarrassing things have been happening, and she realizes that she doesn't even know what her father stands for politically. And of course, there are people at her school who are giving her a hard time about her father running for president as well. So this is a chance for Mariana to decide what she believes in and what she's going to do about her father running for president. So Running is a new young adult novel. I've got quite a few mysteries. So the first is The Lantern Men by Ellie Griffiths. And this is part of the Ruth Galloway mystery series. I think this is number 12. This is a series that I have read. I've probably read about half of the books, and I absolutely love this mystery series. Ruth Galloway is a forensic archaeologist, and a teacher. And she always gets involved in these mysteries that usually have a little bit of British history involved in them. And of course, she works with the police with these mysteries, and they are fantastic. This is the latest, and I can't give too much away because this is number 12, but her life has changed, and she's kind of stepped away from solving crimes. She's trying to write a book, but of course she gets pulled into another crime. So if you have never read the Ruth Galloway mysteries by Ellie Griffiths, I highly recommend them. Give them a shot. They really are fantastic. If you like archaeology, if you like history, if you like British mysteries, you will love Ellie Griffiths' books. So we also have another mystery. This is by Ace Atkins. This is the Revelators, and this is a Quinn Colson novel. So this is the latest in this series, and Quinn Colson is actually a sheriff, and he is recovering from some wounds, and of course, there are mysteries to be solved and negotiating to take place with some people who have decided to take over while he's recovering from his injuries. So Ace Atkins has a new one out, The Revelators. It wouldn't be a month without a new James Patterson. This is called Cajun Justice. This is the first time in print. This is a new series. It's by James Patterson and Tucker Axum. And this is about a man who used to be a Secret Service agent for the president, but now he is the head of security for a successful and important CEO. He thinks it's going to be an easier job than protecting the president, but of course, once he starts protecting this CEO, he finds out there's a whole lot of stuff being uncovered, extortion, corruption, a very tangled web. So this is a new one called Cajun Justice. And for fans of Jim Butcher, he has a new one out, Peace Talks. This is the Dresden Files series. This is number 16 in the series. I started reading these books years and years ago. I think it's been well over 10 years. And I probably read about half of the series before I kind of lost interest. But for those faithful to the Dresden series, this is a new one called Peace Talks, and of course, Harry Dresden lives in Chicago, and he is a wizard. These are contemporary sci-fi fantasy books, really interesting alternate world that takes place in Chicago. So if you have not read the Dresden Files, you need to start with the first one, but for those of you who have faithfully been reading all of Jim Butcher's Dresden novels, this is the latest, Peace Talks. Daniel Silva has a new book out called The Order, and this is a really interesting one. There's a Gabriel Allen, who features in some of his other novels, is a spy and an art restorer. Interesting combination, but he is summoned to Rome and the Vatican because the Pope has suddenly died. The word is out that the Pope died of a heart attack, but There are people close to the Pope who believe that he was murdered because he died kind of under suspicious circumstances. The Swiss guard that usually watches over him was not anywhere near him at the time of his death. They've disappeared, and he was writing a letter to Gabriel about a book that he found, and apparently this book could completely change the way people look at the New Testament. So there's a reason to keep this book hidden, and Gabriel is called in to try and figure out what's going on. So the order. Debbie Maycomer, I know a lot of you love her. Debbie Maycomer has a new one called A Walk Along the Beach, and this is about two sisters, Willa and Harper. And Willa had been taking care of Harper. She had been really, really sick, and Willa got her back to her healthy state. And Willa is now able to do what she always wanted to do, which is own and operate her own bakery and coffee shop in this little community by the sea. And Harper, who has recovered from her illness, has decided that life is too short and she is going to do everything she possibly can to live a really full life. And she has decided that she wants to summit Mount Rainier, which of course, Willa is like, hold on, you just recovered from a horrible illness and now you want to climb a mountain. I don't know about that. So this is about these two sisters and a potential love interest for Willa and how they navigate their new lives. So A Walk Along the Beach is the latest Debbie Maycomer. Then we have The Safe Place by Anna Downs. And this is another thriller, and this is about a family who ask a woman to be a housekeeper on their remote estate in France. And Emily, at first it looks like a wonderful gig. You know, this is a beautiful place. She's on an estate. She's in France. She's just kind of the housekeeper there. But she realizes that this couple has a whole lot of secrets and a whole lot of troubling things going on. And she's kind of caught in a web that she cannot possibly get out of. So it's called The Safe Place, but I suspect that it's not really the safe place. So that is it for some new fiction and thrillers and sci-fi, and I will be back with some new nonfiction in just a few moments.